Evening, everybody. Country here. I'm in Ankeny, Iowa at PDI. It's an outside deal for Hy-Vee. Pretty decent people to work with. They don't jack you around, getting you in, getting you out. But about time to go home. Thank God. And anyway, so I was watching my buddy Trucker Dave on his YouTube channel a while ago. And I was re-watching an old video about the super trucker days, whatever you want to call them, super trucking, or by God, just doing what you had to do to make a fucking dollar, take care of your family. So anyways, I got to thinking about this one company I was driving for out of Springfield, Missouri, or Stratton, Missouri, whatever you recall. That was a huge fucking mistake. Them people had no idea what the hell they were doing. They had good customers, and they had good loads, they had good miles. I made a paycheck. And I got lazy one time, and I hadn't touched my logbook since the Friday before, okay? But I went home Friday, okay? Saturday night I went out to a wedding and a wedding reception with my wife. Anyway, so, and then I had Sunday off, and I took off Monday. And I go down, I don't remember, their big customer was Bass Pro. And their corporate, like they had a big warehouse in Springfield, Missouri, which is where their corporate office is at, as far as I know. Well, I had a load going down to Memphis, Tennessee. And they said, you got to pull up, drop your trailer, pull the empty trailer out of the dock, drop that one, hook back up to your load, back it back in, drop it, hook up to the empty, and go about your business, go to your next load. Okay, no big deal. Well, keep in mind, I haven't touched my logbook since the previous Friday. And here it's Wednesday or Thursday. I can't really remember what day it was, but fuck, you're talking, oh my goodness, 2000... Oh my God. I don't remember. But I'm old, so that's to be expected, I guess. Anyways, so I'm running down 55. Come out of Missouri into Arkansas. I got pre-pass for the scales. I ain't worried about it. Nope, get the red light. He's pulling everybody in. That's right, I'm light enough. I was only about 40,000 pounds. I axled it out. I was good because they had an axle scale at the Bass Pro distribution center. Excuse me, it's been a long 2 days. You know, when you unload at 5:30 one morning when it can't reload until 8, 9, 10 o'clock that night? Yeah, it's been one of them times. Anyway, so I pull into the scale. I'll get the bypass lane. Wrong answer. Pull up to the scale. I'm thinking, holy shit. Well, it wouldn't have bothered me so much, but there was a DOT officer standing out by the scale. He had his little flashlight going. So I pulled up and I rolled the window down. I said, can I help you? He says, yeah, you got a logbook? I said, yeah. Sorry, I'm tired. I said, but I haven't touched it for a couple days. He goes, oh, we'll figure it out. I hand him the logbook. He's flipping through it. He goes, driver, you haven't touched your logbook since last Friday. I'm like, yeah. I said I was a couple days behind. He goes, it's more than a couple. You're a few days behind. I'm like, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. He says, did you go home last weekend? And I'm like, yeah, you'll notice I put VI Brimfield, Illinois, because that's where I'm from, Brimfield, Illinois, and that's where I lived at the time. But I hadn't updated my logbook since I left. But I always wrote everything down I did in a notebook. I had my own little codes, things like, but I wrote where I was at, city, state, and my mileage on the truck, so I could go back and do my logbook my way. That was part of the whole outlaw days. But the statute of limitations, it should be well out of place of that, because I've been a good boy with my babysitting e-log. Ursula, which, where you at, Ursula? Is this? Oh, here you are. This is my babysitter, Elog. Anyways, I've never called that thing Ursula before, but we have our own little relationship. We get along all right. Anyway, so he says, pull over to the side there, will you? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Hold on, I gotta deal with my GPS for a minute. It's got a mind of its own over here. Okay, go back. Stop, thank you. Okay. He says, pull off to the side, bring all your paperwork inside, we'll get this figured out. I'm like, okay. So I grabbed my permit book. He already had my log book, which had my pen and my ruler in it. It was in a note, or a fancy leather binder thing. And I grabbed my little notepad, my calculator, stuck that in my pocket. So I go inside. He says, can you catch us up till now and it'll be legal? I'm like, yeah, because I write everything down I do in my notebook here. He's like, okay. But remember I said I had my own little codes for if I got fuel or if I was loading, unloading, dropping hook. I had my own little codes I wrote, my own little language, if you will. That way if something happened and I got in a wreck and they seen that notebook in my over the passenger seat. Does this sit right here? Yeah, my little fancy over the seat organizer thing right here. Anyways, if I got in a wreck or something and I was knocked out, unconscious, dead, whatever, and they got that notebook, they could see. But again, my own little code system thought I was being slick, slick on the down low, brah. Anyways, so I drew all my lines. I like Saturday and Sunday off duty. I did my Monday thing, Tuesday, Wednesday. I believe this was Thursday. No, I think it was a Wednesday. Because I was supposed to drop and hook Thursday, late Wednesday, early Thursday. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm old. I can't remember shit. It's probably why I can't remember, because I ain't no fucking hair to keep it in there. Anyways, so he says, well, I got good news and I got bad news. I'm like, well, what's the bad news? He goes, you're out of service you're out of service for 10 hours. I'm like, I'm screwed. He goes, why? I said, because this is there's that tire thing again I keep telling you about. Anyways, I said, this is a high priority Bass Pro Load, and I'm going to be in trouble because I'm out of service and it's supposed to be here tonight. So when they open up in the morning, they open the door, there's all my good shit that we ordered. But it is what it is, and here we are. I got past it. Whether they did or not, I don't know, but I got over it. I'm good. So I do my break, okay, I do my 10 hours. But he proceeds to tell me, okay, why leave here at 12:30 in the morning? Okay. He goes, if you plan on leaving here and you cross over into Tennessee, do not come back over until the 10-hour break plus the amount of time it's going to take you to drive from here to there, do your whole drop and hook thing, and come back across. He goes, because, I say, first of all, no matter how you go from Arkansas to Tennessee, whether you cross the I-40 bridge or the I-55 bridge, there's a scale coming back on both of those bridges. So one way or the other, they're going to get you. And he says, so plan things out. And I'm thinking the DOT cop is telling me how to break the law? Wow. Amazing. Anyways, so I'm like, all right, I'll just do my 10-hour break. No big deal. And thank God I had food and drinks in the truck, and because I've always had a refrigerator in my truck. Sorry, that's that damn tire thing again. Anyways, so I do my break. He says, when your break's over in the morning, come in, you sign a sheet of paper saying, I did my part, I did my 10-hour break, and now I'm free to go. So I go inside in the morning. There's this young whippersnapper DOT cop in there who thinks he's Billy Badass of DOT cops. He says, can I help you? I said, yeah, I'm with such and such. I said, I'm here to sign my paper saying I did my 10-hour out of service break. Oh, you were out of service? I'm like, yeah. I said, a little bit of a logbook issue. Oh, you're a bad driver. I said, excuse me? I said, who the fuck are you, dude? Well, I'm an Arkansas DOT cop. And I'm like, whoo, would you like a cookie to go with that? Maybe some bread and butter, some toast, some pancakes? He's like, oh, you're a smart ass. I said, better than a dumbass, don't you think? He didn't like that either. So out of the office comes his sergeant. He says, is there a problem out here? I said, yeah. I said, G.I. Joe rookie here is giving me a hard time. I said, I just come in to sign my piece of paper saying I did my 10-hour out of service break. And the sergeant looks at me and goes, is there a problem here? And the kid starts running his mouth. And the sergeant, like, just give the guy his paper so he can sign it and go about his business. You're not in a place to be criticizing anybody. That is not your job. Give him his fucking piece of paper so he can go do his job. I said, thank you, sir. He goes, no problem, young man. And I was a lot younger then, because like I said, I'm going to be 50 in a few months. Shit, I was 33, 34, 35, something like that. Long time ago. Anyways, so I signed my paper. And now I go over to Bass Pro. I drop. I hook. I pull the empty out. Hook back up to load. Back into the dock. Drop it. Hook back into the empty. Dolly it up. Hook it up. All that. Go inside. Get the bill signed. I go back over to West Memphis, Arkansas, because that's where all the truck stops are at. And so I go to the pilot. I get fuel. I go in outside. I take a shower. And I do all my stuff on the computer. Let the company know, hey, I'm dropped and hooked. I'm ready for another load. And so I go about my business. But anyways, I was going to yawn again. That's that fucking old man tired bullshit right there. Let me tell you what. So anyways, so I just thought, I thought of that tonight after watching my buddy Trucker Dave. And if you haven't yet, you got to check out Trucker Dave and Red on YouTube. He's funny, but he's probably one of the smartest truck drivers. I will admit, he's actually a little smarter than I am. I can admit that. Nice guy, a really good friend of mine, but his YouTubes are good. Some of the videos he's working on, he's got a couple old squad cars. Retired old squad cars. One's an all white, one's a black and white. He's got an old Ford Torino sitting in the garage. But he's going on a power tour this year with one of them squad cars, and he's going to refurb a couple of them, or one of them anyways. I can't remember what all he's doing now, but I said, if you haven't checked out Trucker Dave, you need to check out Trucker Dave. He's a good dude. Anyways, I just watching his story about that company that him and I actually both drove for. And it's funny because ClassADrivers.com actually found us both to work for this company. Probably the same recruiter. It wouldn't surprise me because she ain't there anymore anyways. But anyway, so I just thought, was thinking, I remembered that story. But I got to make a video of that, and because that's a part of my past and part of what I did. That company wasn't really an outlaw company per se. They dispatched you legally more than a lot of others. But you did your logbook how you wanted to do it. Sleep when you want to sleep, drive when you want to drive, as if you were doing a loose leaf logbook. Back then, that's what you were in, 2 logbooks. You had one to show the DOT cop when you got pulled over or in a scale, whatever. And then you kept one that you tore out and gave to the company. Because the one that you kept to show DOT, that was the beginning of your day. The one you tore out was one you did at the end of your day that was 100% legal when you turned it in. See, I ain't so dumb. I'm a lot smarter than a lot of people give me credit for, let me tell you what. Woo! Anyways, I just had to tell you guys about that. I thought it was funny. Now it's funny. Like I said, I got over it. I'm good. Way over it. It's gone. Anyways, it's back here in the memory bank. Yeah, I do remember some things. Maybe not everything, but I do remember some things. Anyways, so I just want to make a quick video of that. But anyways, it's, I don't even know what time. Well, let's see. Do I have a clock on here? My buddy says he has a clock on his Qualcomm. I guess it's 2:26 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that's got to be the clock on here. I've never looked for it before because normally I have a clock on my phone. Of course, I can't see that now because I'm making a video, and I have a clock on the dash of my truck and a little computer thing up here in the front, but the truck shut off because I'm going to turn my bunk heater on and my APU to keep the batteries charged while I'm asleep. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm sure I'll think of other things through time. And like I said, some things I can remember, some things I cannot. Anyways, everybody have a good night, a good morning, whatever. I'm country. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I will make another video when I can think of something else to share. Night, folks.